Hey guys, I'm back with part two of yesterday's mega haul. Mega for me, probably about normal for the rest of many other eBay sellers. So this is a clothing haul. I know I said I don't sell clothing, but my clothing is kind of specific, vintage, pop culture, and you'll see as we go along. And I'm going to go kind of fast here. I've got to be somewhere, but I wanted to try to get this out while it was still daylight. Oh, but it's still doing that flickering. I'll tell you, if any of you guys have any idea why it does that camera flickering thing that you just saw, I would love to solve that problem. So happy to have your input in the comments. We're going to start with this, and someday I'm also going to find a better way to show you clothes. But so far, this is where I'm at. I picked this up. This is a Ralph Lauren polo hoodie. And I don't buy all Ralph Lauren. You would think that it would. It is obviously a really good name, but there is a lot of it out on YouTube. So on eBay. So don't buy it all. However, a good thing to look for is what they call the big pony. Most of the current shirts have the small pony that's only like that big. When you have the big polo pony, you're heading in the right direction. This one is a hoodie, which I thought was kind of unusual. It says USA. It's got a 3 on the arm. And it's pretty blue color. I looked it up, and these were selling anywhere, no joke, in the $35 to $65 range, depending on the condition and the color. Apparently they came in a lot of different colors. So the store I was at, which I hate they staple the tag, only wanted $4. That's $3.93 for this. So for that price, I thought absolutely I'm going to grab it. It's got a little bit of pilling here, but it's in overall really good condition as far as I can see. So I should be able to flip this. I'm not kidding, minimally $35 and possibly more. So that would be a fantastic flip. So look for the polos, the Ralph Lauren's, big ponies. And yeah, sorry, I'm looking at, I always see things after I get home. Next is one, this one I kind of had to buy just because it was fun for me. I'm a huge Dracula fan. I've been collecting Dracula things since I was a little kid. You can sort of tell by my setup over here. And I only bought this because it was half price. It was only $1.91 to start with, which means I paid less than $1 for it. Dr. Acula. And surprisingly, I went online and found that this is a band or a singer. Somebody uses this Dr. Acula thing. I don't think that's what this is. I think it was just a joke somebody made for Halloween or something. So again, for $1, it may not sell, but I couldn't leave Dracula behind. This one, I had a big fight with myself about. So once again, now this was in the Halloween section. This store that I go to in Anaheim has a fantastic Halloween section. And this shirt was in it. The bat, it's a super old style, vintage looking graphic. It looks very like those old 1960s and 70s, you know, things that we used to hang up in our classroom, those cardboard cutouts. And the company is called Listen Flavor, I think. It's, again, I don't want to just yank this tag off yet. I did pay almost $3 for it, which I know doesn't seem like much, but it is a tank shirt. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the back. It's Listen Flavor, which I don't know what that means, but there you go. It is a tank, the really nice, you know, high-low bottom, these fun little spots. I loved it, and I found that this Listen Flavor shirts, I think it is part of like Japanese streetwear, I guess you'd call it. Anyway, things from this company sell really well. The downside of this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, is there's some spots. Now they're kind of light, but they're there. So I'm gonna have to wash this shirt with some stain remover, really kind of dig in and see if I can get these out, because I think it could be a really good seller. I think it could be, again, a $25 to $30 shirt if I can get those marks out. Even with the marks, it might still sell because, again, it is a high-end shirt. I'm a little worried about it being tanks. Summer clothes are starting to slow down, but it's Halloween too. So, this is a local shirt that I picked up again only because the price was right. It's the Sawdust Art Festival, which happens here in Laguna Beach, which is just down the road from me. This is a non-year specific, although this art, somebody who goes to the festival might recognize this art, but the shirt does not have a year on it. This is the back. The front just says Laguna Beach Sawdust Festival, Arts and Crafts Festival. It's a long sleeve tee, which is super for the beach. And the reason I picked it up is it was only $1.91 again, so $2. If I had seen this at my Goodwill or even Salvation Army, Goodwill would have charged automatically, I think it's $8 for a long sleeve, maybe $6 because it's a lighter one, but I think $6 to $8. Same thing at Salvation Army. That's why I love this store. And I'll tell you the secret of the store. I think this store gets a lot of their merchandise from Goodwill when they can't sell stuff, and then they give it to these guys, because I have found Goodwill style tags, those little color tags on the clothes. But that works for me because I like some of this really specific stuff, but I don't want to pay a lot of money for it. So again, I would never have paid $8 for this. It's going to be very specific to somebody in the area here who really loves the Sawdust Festival and wants this shirt. I think it's real nice. It may take a while to sell, but again, for $2, I wasn't going to leave it behind. If it fit me, I'd wear it. This was another kind of an odd find. I might or might not have picked up, depending, at a regular store when I'm on my regular runs. It's the hieroglyphic alphabet. And it's kind of, it's really cool. And if you can see the detail on it, goes all the way down. And then the tag is Sphinx, which apparently they make, because I found another shirt, they make Egyptian shirts either for tourists or maybe for a museum. But again, for $2, I thought I had to grab this. I don't usually pick up white shirts, but this one looked really clean. It actually looked like it had never been worn. I bet you somebody got it as a souvenir and gave it to someone and they never wore it. Probably didn't fit or anything. But I just thought this was really fun. I've never seen anything like this, and I couldn't find anything exactly like it on eBay. So I think that's going to be, minimally it's going to be a $15 shirt. It could be a $20. So this was part of my huge debate. Let me start with this one. When I was there. So this store divides things up by size, which I like, as opposed to color, which is what Goodwill does. I take it back. I actually like color because I find most of the shirts in the black section. However, so I was looking by size and I was in the large section and I found a bunch of shirts from this company, Lost Enterprises, which does surfboard and I think skateboard shirts as well. So kind of that sort of Southern California, very popular kind of surf and skate wear. This one, so Mayhem, and forgive me, I don't know what the reference is. There was a lot of shirts that said Mayhem on them, which I'm assuming is some kind of brand name of a surfboard or a skateboard or something. And it says Let the Good Times Roll, which is what made me think that it was skateboard with these beautiful cactuses. Now, this one I loved for the art. The colors are really cool. It's very kind of 60s psychedelic looking light blue shirt, which is hard to come by. The thing is, Lost shirts, first of all, they're hard to look up because when you look up the word Lost in t-shirt, you get, so many other things. So you either have to write Lost Enterprises, or I saw a lot of people going with Lost Surfboard. There are shirts that don't sell. There's shirts that sell for $1, and then there were shirts that sell for $20 to $30. So it's all over the place. The more I looked in the store, the more shirts I found. And they're all new. So what it looks like is a store went out of business and donated all of their stock of shirts because there was multiples of the same design in different sizes spread throughout the store. And again, like if they'd done it by color, they all would have been together, but because they did go by size, they were all over. I ended up leaving behind a lot of what I initially pulled because I saw that there was so much of it that I'm thinking, I'm not going to be the only reseller that's going to pick up these shirts. And I may kick myself later for that. If these sell really quick, I'm probably going to really being mad at myself that I was cheap and decided not to pick up everything from this brand that I saw there because they were new. No tags, but there's no question they're all new. And again, they were all $2. I'm used to paying $3 for shirts, and I will pay up to $5 if it's something really amazing, but 3 is my usual price point, so 2 is real nice. That gives me a little extra leeway. So I ended up deciding, I picked this one up again because I love the art, and I picked up from the same brand this one. Now it's a slightly different blue, and I don't know, you're going to have a little tricky time seeing. I have to be so careful taking these because they staple them to the collar. So this is one of those prints that's very, very, very light. Supposed to look like it's faded. You've got a hula girl with a snake, and it says aloha, and then at the bottom it says now get lost. I found this art, the now get lost art, on some other shirts, either from this brand, but not this exact design. And then I found other pinup art from this company that sold really well, like $30, $40, $50 well. So I have really high hopes for this one. Because again, just the retro styling of this art, it's a little bit pinup, it's a little bit Hawaii. We do really well with Hawaii. It's a little bit of a lot of things that we do well with. So I am hoping this is going to be a $25 to $30 tee. This was another one I kind of took a chance on. There were 2 from the brand. And let me see if I can get the brand for you here. So the brand is called Malibu Library. No, Malibu, sorry. These new tags where they just print them in the shirt, make it hard to read. Malibu Shirts, originals from now and then. It is a new company. It's got a .com on there, which helps you date things. The front of this one, again, nice blue color, International Airways, Honolulu to Hawaii. I grabbed it initially because, again, we do really well with Hawaiian shirts, and we have also in the past done really well with airplane type shirts. So I'm hoping this is a good combination. So it's Inter Island Airways, and then it shows like these 2 different kinds of airplanes that I guess used to ferry people between the islands. I did not find these exact shirts online at the time. I didn't, again, when I was doing my research there, but I did find these Malibu shirts, especially the other one, selling in the $20 range. So this is another one from the same brand, but this one has a very collectible brand name on it, Pan Am Hawaii. And then the back, super, again, retro art, Wings Over Paradise, Pan American World Airways, 1935. Nice color shirt, unusual color, beautiful vintage art. I think that someone who is a fan of Hawaii, someone who likes, again, pinup art, that kind of feel is going to like this shirt. And they're really generously sized. They're XLs, but they're very nice XLs. They seem a little even bigger than that. They've been washed and worn. Somebody obviously donated both or part of their collection here. That maybe there had been more. So I grabbed them both for $1.99 for a beautiful XLT. Absolutely. This one, I'm going to show you this. I might show you one more thing, and then I got to get out the door. So this one I picked up for myself, but I haven't tried it on yet, and I figured worst case scenario, I will sell it. It's a Liz and Me, which is one of my favorite brands from Catherine's. It is a 3X, and it is a Halloween shirt. I love Halloween. I have no Halloween shirts because if you have seen images of me, I'm a little bit on the bigger side, and I don't fit in a lot of the traditionally Halloween stuff because generally it's kind of cheap. They make it quick for the holidays, and it doesn't fit very well. I love the art on this, the candy corn and the cats. I haven't tried it on because I really, really want it to fit, and this I've kind of been putting off. Again, it was only $2, and this orange tag tells me it was in the Halloween section. So even if you're not looking for costumes, dig through those Halloween sections. I'm going to try to show you 2 other things I bought that are really big that I found there that were amazing. And if you're going to say, why didn't you try it on? Just what my husband says. Trying clothes on in thrift stores is just a nightmare, and you have to leave your cart, which is full of all the stuff I'd picked, and honestly trust people not to go through it, take things. It's just a lot of effort. I was so worn out. You thought I spent the day at Disneyland from running through these two thrift stores. So for $2, it was worth my grabbing this. Like I said, if it doesn't fit me, I know I can sell this online because it's so cute. So let me try to show you, because this one I can't figure out, and it's so large though, I'm going to be able to show it to you. So this was in the Halloween section. Okay, I thought this was the front of the dress. It's very vintage. I think 50s, could be 1960s. It's a thick, thick taffeta. All this stuff going on here, little short, little sleeve, and it's a long, 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 long. It's floor length. Now, when you turn it around, there is no back at all to it, which means I probably have it backwards. This is probably the front of the dress. It says Originals by Remote. Original by Remote. That's embroidered in here, which is really strange. The whole thing is open all the way to the hem. And look at the beautiful detailing on the hem. So what I think this is, I think this has to be like what I would call an overdress. So you have a shift dress underneath. At first, I was thinking if you wore it the other way, you could wear a pair of pants, cigarette pants underneath, and it would be complete. Your back would be completely open, which would be quite sexy, and the pants. But I think that can't be right. As much as the collar seems to go the other way. And then these, just so if you want to help anybody who knows vintage clothing, these are metal snaps that have been covered in fabric. So again, I'm thinking this is 50s, it's early 60s. It's no later than the 60s. It cannot be. But I can't figure out, I don't know what to call it. I keep calling it an overdress. If you have any idea of what this might be or how I can figure out more about where this came from or anything more about it to help me list it, I would love to hear, because again, it's a gorgeous piece. Oh, and did you see the price? So $2.92, so $3 for this vintage, incredibly well-made taffeta formal overdress. Insane. My last piece is my favorite piece, and again, it's gonna be hard to show you because it's really big. So this is a coat. Let me see if I can get you the texture here. It's purple. It reminds me of Haunted Mansion. It's got lace sleeves, and it's got this collar trim, and it's a coat. Let's see if I put this one button. How does this one button go? It's really strange. It's got this, well, it's got to go that way. It's odd. Only seems to be one buttonhole and two buttons. That doesn't make sense. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Even the buttons are cool. They've got this little triangle shape. So it's a full-on with the front, oh God, and again, I wanted to find a better way to show this to you. So the back is longer than the front, so it's kind of got like tails a little bit, almost like a magician's coat. It's very Victorian or Gothic, if you wanted to call it, or steampunk, we could call it. I got to figure out this button thing. That's so weird. The craziest thing is there's absolutely no, oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay, I got it now. There's no tags at all. So, lay it flat here so you guys can see how it goes. So if you can back up a little bit. So you can see here, it comes down, lace sleeve, more buttons, and then right here at the center. So on the front of you, it stops at your waist, and then on the back, it continues down your back, and you've got a little bit of like a tail here. But how gorgeous is this? And it's soft. It's really soft. Again, high quality material. You can tell it's really nicely made. The fact that it has no tags almost makes me think that it's handmade. It's lined. It's beautiful. I don't know. So I'm going to dig a little bit more and see if I can't figure it out. I did see, incredibly, online, I saw a lot of coming from China costume pieces like this for cosplayers. I think they refer to them as steampunk. and they're really cheap, like $15 cheap, which I think is crazy. Um, this is no $15 jacket. So, like I said, if somebody made this as a costume, um, they put a lot of work and effort into it. And the fabric alone, this is all padded here, so it stands up. It's all padded underneath the shoulder to give it some lift. And it's a beautiful kind of a paisley design in purple. Again, so very Haunted Mansion. I know I can't really say that when I list it, but it sure reminds me of those clothes. So this I paid up a little bit for, which you're going to laugh when I say paid up at $6.96, and if you can see that, so $7. Found this again in the costume section. Amazing. I think if I can't get 30 for this, that's crazy. Like I'll hang on to it. I wonder if it'll actually fit me because again, there's no size. Um, I'm thinking that's a $50 piece. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop right there. I'll let you take a closer look at Giles and Buffy while I'm closing out here. I have another bag. So that whole bag, that is half of the $40. So obviously the $7 jacket's in there, so a little bit more. I spent $40 at that store. So that's about maybe 25 to 30-ish of what I got from that store. And I still have another bag and another bag from the other store I hit yesterday of things to show you, but I'm going to stop there and let you digest all that information. All right, that's it. That's day 3 of sourcing. I am heading out the door and we'll see what I come home with today. Later.